Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is Angelina Veronica and I am a GKS G 2024 scholar in South Korea. And today the video is going to be about the 10 things that you should know before you send your application for GKS G 2025. And it opened so early this year. Usually it's like February. Every year it opens in February, but this year it opened in January. So I know a lot of you guys are super nervous and super anxious. So I want to help you guys as much as I can, which is why I'm making this video. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. And the first point that I want to talk to you guys about is why you want to come to Korea, your intention of come to Korea. You need to have a particular intention of, no, I want to study, that's why I want to move to Korea. Okay, it shouldn't be like, oh, I like K-pop, oh, I like K-dramas, that's why I want to move to Korea. Because the life that you see, the Korea that you see from outside is not the Korea that you're gonna be living in. Life is going to be really difficult here. And if in your mind you're like, नहीं मैंने तो K-dramas में देखा है, K-pop में देखा है, life ऐसी होती है कोरिया की, तो मुझे भी वैसी life मिलेगी वहाँ जाके. But it's not that. It's not always like in the movies, in the dramas. It's very different and it's very difficult. So as soon as I became a scholar, I got a lot of messages from a lot of people, and a lot of people just wanted to move to Korea. So instead of asking the question like, this, I want to study this, how do I make my profile better to be able to study this in Korea, or how do I make my profile better to get selected in GKS, the question that I got a lot was, what subject should I choose to be able to get GKS easily? Now this is a very wrong mentality. You need to think, you need to have a subject in your mind. You need to know what you want to do in Korea, what you want to study in Korea, how you want to work after you finish your study in Korea. You need to have all of those things set, and it's a part of the application process. Education in Korea is super difficult, it's super competitive. People study a lot. People like stay up the whole night and study over here. So when you face with that reality and it's not something that you want to study, like आपको तो बस यहाँ पे आना था, बस कोरिया में आना था, कोरिया में रहना था, पर पढ़ाई तो आपके प्लान में था ही नहीं. पढ़ाई इसलिए आपने शुरू किया बिकॉज आपको कोरिया आना था. तो फिर आके you will have huge trouble because पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी, and then you are not acquainted with that, you don't want to do that, you will suffer. So make sure your intention to apply for GKS is really to study and not to just be in Korea, but to study. Okay, make sure it's that, because if it's anything else, if it's like K-pop, if it's just K-dramas, or just to visit Korea to see how beautiful it is, the culture, I think you should come here as a tourist, just to travel. And there is like the embassy releases a lot of things where you can win competitions and come to Korea. Korea.net releases so many events where you can come to Korea for free by participating in them and winning them. So maybe you can try for those instead of GKS. But if you're trying for GKS, make sure your intention is to study in Korea and not to find the easiest way to go to Korea, okay? Because GKS is not easy. So that is the first point. Okay, now the second point that we come to is the cost of application. Now the cost of application of GKS is comparatively higher than a lot of other scholarships, because most scholarships are online, but since the entire process of GKS is offline and you have to really send all your documents to the embassy or to the university, it really costs a lot of money. In Indian standards, it does cost a lot of money. तो 10,000 से 15,000 तक तो लग ही जाएगा. So 10 to 15,000 is like the minimum cost. 10 to 15,000 rupees in INR is the minimum cost of applying for GKS, depending on where you're sending, embassy or university. The cost of apostilling your documents is super high. It's like 1,000 or 2,000, like that way. So you need to find a proper agent, and sometimes when you go with a big group, like I used to do that, I would go with like a group of 10 people or 15 people, and then the agents used to give us discounts. So if it's like 2,000, if we have like 20 people going together, they would give us like one document and 1,000. So you have to find ways to lessen the cost. The cost of printing is really high because you need to print like so many documents. So the cost of printing is really high, but if you're like lucky enough to have someone with a printer who will let you print for free. Now I had my ministry who were really supportive of me and who let me print. Like I had to just take the papers and they allowed me to print it. So if you have something of that sort, or if you have a printer, in your own house, amazing, fantastic. You would save a lot on printing. But if you go to cyber cafe and get it printed, oh my gosh, lots of money. It's gonna cost a lot of money. And please remember not to print in like very thin papers, but please print in good quality papers, because all of that matters a lot. So printing, labeling, and then apostilling, sending the documents, DHL, FedEx, super expensive, and especially when you're sending to the university, very expensive. So make sure you know all of those things, and you save money for the application, because it's going to really cost you. The third thing that I want to talk about is that how to apply. Everything is given in the Study in Korea website. If you go to the Study in Korea website, there's going to be a button for GKS. If you click on GKS, they will have the application, like the application is out, that sort of announcement. If you click on that, there's guidelines. Read the guidelines thoroughly. Read it again and again and again. Every time you read it, you'll find something new, trust me. Read the guidelines. Everything is on the guidelines. Everything is on the guidelines. And if it's something very specific to like a particular university that you want to know about, mail the university. If you get no replies from the university, or you want a very fast reply, then text someone. Then you text some scholars who are from that university, or if you want to know something like super personal and that's not in the guidelines and you're really having trouble, because sometimes some things are not mentioned, there's a possibility with that, like how much is it going to cost you to apostille, or how much is it going to cost you to prepare this, or what kind of certificates are right for this particular course. So those things you can ask the scholars. But the other things, the formats, how to do these things, how to put the documents together, how to label the documents, all of those things, it is in the guidelines. And I am a scholar myself, but I will tell you guys, trust the guidelines more than the scholars. If there's something written in the guidelines and some of the scholars from previous years say something different, including myself, trust the guidelines more than the scholars, I would tell you. So even when you ask for doubts, they'll tell you, go through the guidelines again. If your doubt is not mentioned, it's okay, trust them, of course, they have experience. But if it is mentioned, trust the guidelines more than anything. The fourth point that I want to come to is very unfortunate, but there is no guarantee that a person will pass GKS. Nothing you do can ensure that yes, I will pass GKS. I've seen people with topic level 6 and a grade point of 4 out of 4 fail GKS. And I have seen people with grade point like 2 point something and with no topic pass GKS G. So you never know. You never know what decides your passing or your winning, what decides your selection. So make sure you put your 100%, but there is no guarantee that you will pass. Now there are a lot of like people, or a lot of like small, I don't know, the groups of people who are like, we will I've seen this a lot on the Facebook groups, that you pay us this much amount of money and we will check through your documents and we will ensure that you get GKS. They are lying. Nobody can ensure that you will get GKS. Nobody. So do not fall into such scams when people tell you that we will guarantee that you get GKS if you attend our class or our session, or like do these things that we're saying after paying us some money. Don't trust them. Don't pay any money to anybody, because nobody can guarantee that you get GKS. Okay, now we come to the fifth point, is that which is better, university track or embassy track? I've gotten this question a lot, and ऐसा बहुत लोगों को लगता होगा कि university track से easy होगा या फिर embassy track से easy होगा, पर ऐसा नहीं है. दोनों ट्रैक्स डिफिकल्ट है, और शायद मेरे लिए यूनिवर्सिटी ट्रैक अच्छा था, आपके लिए एम्बेसी अच्छी हो सकती है. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू स्टडी, हाउ योर प्रोफाइल इज लाइक, एंड basically like it depends from person to person. I'll tell you guys कि both tracks में क्या होती है, pros and cons, and what I did. Now what I did was apply to university track, to Dongsu University. Now why I chose university track is because I was more of the media field. I applied in the media field, and media field is more on the practical side, less on the theoretical side. If you know that GKS gives in the application like what are the papers that you've published. Now I don't have any published papers, but I do have a lot of published videos, and I have worked in films and advertisements. But I cannot put that in like the published papers. So my published papers section remains empty. Now, if I send my documents to the embassy, right, the embassy will see it as an empty space. They will not see that, oh, this person is from the media field, that's why they haven't published any papers, but they have other projects. And the embassy does not accept a profile, like they do not accept a portfolio. They will not judge you on your portfolio because portfolio is not a part of the GKS application. People who require portfolio give it separately. Like I require to give a portfolio because I'm from the media field, so I have to give it separately, not apart. Embassy will only check the things that are a part of the application process and that are like mentioned, like are required documents, will only check you on those things. So I did not have a part to put my portfolio, so I rather sent it to the university because the university knows that as a media person I am required to send my portfolio to the university, so they will look into that, and they will uh, what is that word, evaluate. They will evaluate based on my portfolio. So that's why university track worked better for me. If I would have applied through embassy, I think I would have fallen short because other people have lots of published papers, but I don't have any. So it will be empty, and that's why I would fall short, and I might not make the cut. But in university track, because we're all media students and all of our portfolios were like checked and we were, evaluated. I forgot English. Evaluated on our portfolios. So, I knew that that was my power. So I went through university. Now you have to see for yourself what is good for you. You have to choose. There's no easy way, both are difficult. You compete with the people from your country, it's difficult. You compete with the people from all over the world, but in your category, it's still difficult. So you make the choice. Okay, so point number 6 is choose your universities wisely. Because some people end up applying to only sky universities, like, oh, this university is popular, I will apply here. But maybe that university does not specialize in the course that you're applying. So in Korea, different universities specialize in different things. They're known for different things. Like EVA, I don't know about the other things, but it's known for its like media and communication, department. My university is known for its like filmmaking department. It's really popular. All around Korea, people know about its filmmaking department. So my university takes more students in the film department and less in like all other departments, and that is the same for a lot of universities. Some universities are like known for natural sciences, so those universities prefer to take students in the natural science field. So when you are choosing your universities, research properly what that university is known for, what is the specialization of that university, and what department that university accepts more students in. It doesn't matter whether you go for a type A or a type B university, whether you go for a popular university or a lesser popular university, but choose the university that specializes in your course. They will offer you, maybe it's like one of the most popular universities, right? But it does not specialize in your course. First thing, it might not take you in. Second thing, even if you get in, their course might not be so good. They might not offer that course really, very good as much as some other university which is lesser known, but is specializing in your course might offer to you. So yeah, make your choice wisely. The 7th point that I want to come to is money management in Korea. Remember that when you come to Korea for the first time after passing GKS, you will have to bring a lot of money with you. Maybe like 1 lakh. Till last year, I think 60,000, 70,000 was enough. But since I came here, I saw for myself, you can come with 60,000, 70,000, but it is really expensive, especially if you're coming to places like Seoul and Busan. It's going to be super, super expensive. Seoul is even more expensive. Busan is like still like, okay, we can do it, but Seoul is super expensive and you end up needing more money till the scholarship money comes, because it takes some time to come, like maybe 1 month. It depends from university to university. We got it in like 1 month, after 1 month of coming to Korea. So remember to bring money, remember to save money, because when you come to Korea you will need that. And also the scholarship money, it's just enough, I'm not gonna say that it's not enough, you cannot save at all, you can, but it's like just enough, like borderline enough. Like it's not a lot of money that you can easily save and lead a good life, and it's not very less money that you cannot lead a good life at all. You can lead a decent life, but you have to make sacrifices here and there. Like if you want to save, you have to really make sacrifice, like not go out here, not do this, not do that, and then sacrifice, save money. So yeah, it is a little difficult to save money in Korea. If you have a lot of savings when you come to Korea, I would suggest that's a good thing. I did not have a lot of savings of my own. I put everything in the application and when I was moving to Korea, so I did not have any savings left after the money came in, and after the 1 month I did not have anything, so I had to pull up with the scholarship. The first 3 months, first 6 months I would say, is going to be really difficult with the money thing. So I would suggest you to have something ready and be mentally prepared that this is going to happen. The scholarship money, I would say again, is really enough, but if you want to save, because you have to save, you have to pay for your dorm, you have to pay health insurance, so you need to save every month, and that's going to be a little difficult in the first 6 months. So depending on where you're going, in the cities or in the countryside, manage your finances beforehand. Okay, point number 8 is that learn the language, learn Korean. It's super necessary to learn Korean. When you come to Korea, you will not find English speakers all the time, and you're gonna be like, nahi, hum to papa go leke chala denge. आप जब प्योनिज्म जाओगे, प्योनिज्म इज लाइक कन्वीनियंस स्टोर, तो आप जब कन्वीनियंस स्टोर जाओगे वहाँ पे भी आपको कोरियन में बात करनी पड़ेगी. आपको कोई चीज़ चाहिए, आपको मिल नहीं रही है, आपको पूछना है किसी से, आपको कोरियन में पूछना पड़ेगा. और आप हर जगह पापा को नहीं कर सकते. कभी कभी आपको आना पड़ेगा थोड़ा सा कि फट से बोल पाओ, रिप्लाई कर पाओ. कोई कुछ पूछेंगे तो फिर आपको फिर फ़ोन निकाल के रुको यार पापा को करने दो. It will take a lot of time, so better you study something. कुछ तो जान के आओ, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आके आप कन्वीनियंस स्टोर चले भी गए, आपको कुछ खरीदना है, हर चीज़ में से पापा को रख के देख के खरीदना पड़ेगा, and it becomes super difficult. या फिर you have to have a friend along with you who speaks a little bit of Korean to be able to help you all the time. Now, some people are lucky enough to have such friends. Now, I also had such friends who speak really good Korean, so I could speak basic Korean. I could, decently speak Korean when I came here, and I can still decently, but better decently speak now. So it was pretty better for me, but I have seen people struggle, really struggle, and that's why I'm letting you guys know that it is better for you to really study Korean, to at least learn Hangul. Like, if not, like, speak Korean, just learn Hangul. Just learn the basic things, like, where can I get this? How do I go here? Basic things. And in Korea, you need to really, like, greet people. Whenever you go, you greet people. Even in the convenience store, even department stores, you greet people everywhere. Even on the bus, you greet people. So learn 안녕하세요. That's super basic. Learn those little things so that when you first come to Korea, you're not like taken aback, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, you're not like that. You are a little acquainted with the Korean culture and the Korean language. And if you know a little bit of Korean, you can come to Korea and enjoy your language here. But if you know nothing, if you don't even know Hangul, you come over here and you have to study like day and night. You won't be able to really enjoy the language here. So to make your life easier, study Korean before you come to Korea. Okay, the point number 9 that I want to talk to you guys about is mailing a professor. Now, I don't know if I should say this or not, but in my experience, it's a myth that mailing a professor will guarantee that you get GKS. I have seen people mail a professor, get an acceptance letter also from the professor, and still fail GKS. Not even the need round, the first round itself. So it's really a myth, and I know a lot of people tell you, like, mail a professor, it's really important and you will get it. No, maybe their profile was good, that's why they got it, and not just because they mailed a professor. You mail a professor only when you want to study, or you want to study under that professor, like have the professor as your mentor. If it's required for your field, that you need to work in a lab and you need to work under a certain professor, that's only when you mail a professor that I want to work in your lab, I want to assist you in the lab and blah blah blah, and you get an acceptance for the lab things, mentor things. And if you're a PhD students, they have to get like a invitation letter. So PhD is completely different, so they need it. But for masters and for bachelors, you don't really need that. Its recommendation is given by your professor from your university in your country and not in Korea. So any Korean professor's recommendation letter is not going to work for you unless he had taught you in your university. Okay, so point number 10 is that whether TOEFL or TOPIK will give you the same preference. Now, does GKS accept TOEIC or TOEFL? I actually forgot. Is it TOEIC or TOEFL? I think it's TOEIC, TOEFL both, and TOPIK, right? So whatever it is, you guys go check the guidelines. This is homework for you. I forgot because I only had TOPIK. I focused on Korean. For need or for embassy, it gives you the same preference. No matter which, whether you take an English language test score or a Korean language test score, depending on how much you've scored, it will give you the same preference, okay? But for university, it's a little different as far as I think. I am not guaranteed sure about this because I don't know the selection process. This is what I think, that if you are a Korean major, if your major is entirely in Korean, having TOPIK is better for you when you're in the university. Having TOPIK gives you better chances in getting through. If your major is in English, then Korean and English both work. Now, some universities mention that if your major is in English, you have to give an English test score. If your major is in Korean, you have to give a Korean test score. Some universities mention that during application, you need to have this level of score. So now you have to follow that. Go check your university guidelines and follow that. But if your university has no guidelines, then check your major and what language your major is in. If it's English, then English and Korean both work. If it's Korean, then I believe Korean language test scores give you more preference, because that's what I saw, that's the pattern I saw in the 2024 GKS, that people in the Korean track with a Korean certificate, with a Korean language certificate, were more likely to be selected. And even for me, I had TOPIK level 2 and my entire graduation, my entire post-graduation is going to be in Korean, and I had TOPIK level 2 and I got selected. So yeah, you have to really check through your university guidelines and make sure what they're asking you, and you give them everything that they're asking you. That's about it. That's all the 10 points that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope this video really helps you guys, and you can let me know if you want to know about anything else, and if there's something that I missed or something that you want me to talk about, and whenever I have time I will make a video on that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. All the best for your application. I hope all of you guys, I mean, that's not literally possible that everyone will make it, but I hope everyone who is giving their 100% in this does end up making it. All the best. God loves you and you're precious.